Okay, I know this isn't my usual crafting video, but I'm 5 months postpartum today and getting ready to put away all of my postpartum materials until the next baby, and so I thought I'd make a video about the items that you need to make sure that you have at home after a vaginal delivery to make sure that you have a speedy and rather painless recovery after giving birth. There are quite a few fantastic videos on what to put in your hospital bag, but not about what you should be taking home. And so a lot of your postpartum care depends on the quality of the nurse or the women in your life helping you and their experiences. So this is just my experience and what I think has helped the most during a postpartum recovery from a vaginal delivery. So the number one thing I can tell you, and I know this probably sounds funny, is that you need stool softener. When you get towards the end of your pregnancy, there is a lot of downward pressure. So here's a stool softener. Downward pressure and a lot of weight, and so you'll get constipated. Even if you're not dehydrated, even if you have an IV when you're in the hospital, you will get constipated. So I recommend starting to take a stool softener at 36 weeks. Now, stool softener can be expensive. When you go on your tour of the hospital, be sure to ask if they give you a supply after delivery, because some hospitals do and some hospitals don't. But I highly recommend that you start taking this before you're at term. Again, it's a stool softener and not a laxative. So take your stool softener at night when you go to bed. You'll go to the bathroom in the morning when you wake up, and it'll be smooth sailing. Keep taking this until you feel like you're fully recovered after your vaginal delivery, so that you're not putting unnecessary pressure downward when you try to go to the bathroom. The second thing that you'll need for your postpartum recovery is a peri bottle, and they will give you one of these at the hospital. This is what you use. It's a little spray bottle. This is what you use to wipe yourself, because you shouldn't be putting any pressure on your parts after you deliver. I highly recommend that you ask for 2 of these. The reason being that you are going to be going out to doctor's visits, to visit family with your baby after you give birth, and the worst feeling in the world is getting someplace and realizing you don't have your peri bottle and you have to use toilet paper. And if you've had a rough delivery like I did with my first child, that's a painful experience. So ask for 2 peri bottles. They'll gladly give you a second. Put one in your diaper bag so you always have it with you or in your purse, and leave the other in your bathroom. So these are very good. And actually now I use this to wash my baby's hair, because it's a lot less scary than the shower head. The next thing you'll want is acetaminophen. Acetaminophen is safe to take if you're breastfeeding or if you are not breastfeeding. You should never take aspirin postpartum, regardless of whether you're breastfeeding or not. You're bleeding and you're clotting, and you don't want to thin your blood. Second, if you are breastfeeding, it can give your child dry disease, which is not fun. You don't want to end up back at the hospital. So acetaminophen, if your doctor tells you it's okay and you're not having problems with blood pressure, you can take ibuprofen for swelling, but acetaminophen is still your go-to pain reliever. The next thing that you're going to want are feminine pads and products. I only have a skinny one with me now, but you want the big, thick, overnight ones, especially in the beginning, because you're going to be bleeding a lot. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to ask for at the hospital, and you should bring home with you, is disposable underwear. I know that sounds funny, but with the amount of bleeding that you're going to be doing, disposable underwear is your best friend, because you're not going to be ruining the underwear that you're wearing, and you're not going to be need to be doing lots of laundry. They'll gladly give it to you. So ask for your disposable underwear, and make sure that you have lots of thick, again, not this thin, very thick overnight pads at home with good coverage, and if you like wings, also with wings, so that you're not ruining whatever you're wearing afterwards. And you will go through a lot more of these than you think. Some women bleed a very short time, some women bleed a long time, so just make sure you have a good supply. The next thing that I like to use, especially with my first pregnancy, because I was on bed rest for 2 weeks postpartum, is a piddle pad. And I know that sounds funny, but with the amount of bleeding that you're going to be doing, and if you've had a rough recovery, piddle pads are fantastic because you won't be ruining your bed sheets, even if you bleed through your pad and your underwear, hopefully disposable underwear, which you remembered to ask for. The next thing, which I've actually never used, but some of my friends swear by it, are the spray topical analgesics. So this is benzocaine and menthol, and you spray it, and you can also use it on cuts, burns, that kind of thing, and it helps just to ease the pain, the topical pain, and it's very good. The other thing is you can get stretch marks during delivery and after delivery. So even if you go into labor with no stretch marks, keep oiling and moisturizing your body, your hindquarters, your thighs, your stomach, and make sure that you're not wearing anything that, one, is too loose so that your skin is sagging, but two, that's too tight so your skin is having to floop around it like a muffin top, because you will continue to get stretch marks if your body's not being properly cared for afterwards. And that can go for up to 2 months postpartum. Don't be surprised if you try to fit into your skinny jeans and the next day you have stretch marks. So be very gentle to your skin and to your body as it recovers, because you will still be able to give your skin bruises and stretch marks during the postpartum recovery. Now the last thing in this video, and some hospitals give this to you, some hospitals you have to ask for it, but I highly recommend that you ask for it. It's called a sitz bath. And a sitz bath is a long tube and a pouch to put water in, and then a basin. I know it looks funny, but you set this on top of your toilet and you fill the bag with water, and you put the tube through the front of the basin. You fill the basin with water, and this is just a way to wash your feminine parts before you can take a bath. This is a great way to relax. It's also a great way to ice. So if you just put cool water in here and a little bit of ice, and then put cool water in here, not cold, you don't want to give yourself cold burn on your parts, but it's a great way to ice. If you do warm water, it's a great way to relax. And also, you're doing this in the bathroom, so if you need to get away from the baby or your other kids, or you need a break for a couple minutes, just hand the baby off to someone and go and sit on the toilet for a couple minutes and just enjoy your sitz bath. This will keep you clean. If you do 2 a day, it really relaxes you, and it really just helps your parts recover. So again, in summary, you need pads, you need stool softener, you need peri bottles, ask for 2 of them, topical analgesic, ask for it at the hospital, they'll gladly give it to you, acetaminophen, again, some hospitals will send that with you, so when you do your hospital tour beforehand, ask if they send acetaminophen or ibuprofen or stool softener with you. Ask for the sitz bath. Okay, you won't ever regret not having it. Ask for the disposable underwear. They'll gladly give you as much as you want. Body oil, continue to take care of your skin, because you will continue to get stretch marks if you're not. The piddle pads, if you don't want to ruin your bed sheets. Keep taking your prenatals, okay? And if you're having problems with your breasts, and every mother, no matter how many children they've had, it takes a while to get the hang of keeping your breast milk in when you want it in and out when you want it out. So breast pads are very helpful. Nipple cream. You shouldn't be using soap on your nipples when you're breastfeeding. Just rinse them with warm water once or twice a day, and hopefully you won't have cracks. But if you do, you can get nipple cream. So I hope this helps. Good luck with the end of your pregnancy. Good luck with your postpartum recovery. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a private message, because I've had 1 long delivery, and I've had 1 quick delivery, 1 long recovery, and 1 quick recovery. And let me tell you, I had a fantastic nurse the first time and not so much the second time. And if I hadn't had that first nurse, I would have been lost. So I hope this helps, and good luck.